If you've been wondering if your pain is caused by arthritis or something else, then this video is for you. I'm going to be talking about the reason why you probably are experiencing arthritic pain and what you can do about it in this video. I'm Jenna. I'm a movement and pain relief expert. I've been doing this for 20 years and I put these videos out every week. So please like and subscribe if you would like to see more of this content, and let's go ahead and get started. So if you're curious whether or not the pain that you've been experiencing is arthritis, the answer is it probably is arthritis. And the reason why is that arthritis just basically means degeneration of the cartilage of a particular joint. This degeneration happens because of uneven wear and tear on the joints. And this is so common. I experienced arthritis in my mid-30s, so it probably started much earlier than that from snowboarding injuries. So dancers, athletes are more prone to having arthritis at a younger age because of what I just spoke about before. That uneven wear and tear on the joints will eventually start to wear down on that cartilage, just like your brake pads eventually wear out and you have to get them replaced. And if you don't get them replaced soon enough, well, then you have to get your rotors replaced, right? And that's kind of like what a joint replacement is, where that degeneration has gone so far that now, unfortunately, you have no cartilage left and it's bone on bone. So if you do still have cartilage left in a particular joint, then you actually can rebuild more cartilage. Now I can get into that in another video. But the point I'm trying to make in this video is that we want to avoid that uneven wear and tear in the joints so that we don't cause arthritis or that we don't progress the degeneration that is potentially already happening in the joints. So one of the best ways that we can prevent arthritis or prevent it from getting worse is by just moving more. And this is why arthritis is just so common these days, is because most of us are not only lacking movement, but we're lacking the type of therapeutic movement that our bodies were meant to do. And our bodies were meant to be moving in different positions throughout the day. So even if you're at the gym, working out every day, you could still be experiencing degeneration in the joints because you might only be working the same muscles, the same areas, the same movement patterns, and not varying that movement enough so that you are lubricating the various joints in the body. So the foot, for example, we have 26 bones in each foot. And how often do we move all of those bones in the foot, right? Most of us, when we walk, wear shoes, and those shoes commonly have a lot of memory foam. They also have a little bit of a heel or a slight incline. And so this is going to inhibit that natural movement of those bones in the feet. So this is just an example, but this can happen in all of the joints in our body. So why is, say, hip arthritis so common? Well, it's so common because most of us sit too much and we don't vary the movement in our hips. So when we're sitting in a chair, for example, our hips are flexed 90 degrees and our hips actually are capable of full circumduction in the joint. But how often do we do full circumduction of the hip? And that movement helps to create more synovial fluid, which can then lubricate the joint, which can also build more cartilage. So we want to focus on varying our movements. I have some videos on this, which I will link in the description so that you can check those out. I have a great short that talks about primal movements, how to incorporate more of those natural movements, those primal movements such as squatting, sprinting, climbing, hanging. These are all movements our body was meant to do, designed to do. And if we are not moving our joints in this full range of motion, then we are going to be experiencing that uneven wear and tear in the joint, which can lead to degeneration and to arthritis. So the answer to the question from the beginning of the video is my pain coming from arthritis is most likely it is because it is so common. But the good news is there are so many things that you can do to feel better, to lubricate your joints so that you can rebuild more cartilage and to vary your movement so that you are not only using your body in one particular motion all day long, but that you are incorporating more range of motion, more mobility through changing up and switching up your movement patterns. So I'm going to show you a really easy exercise that you can do if this is something that you just want to get started with right away. And my suggestion would be to start working on some of that hip mobility because, as I mentioned before, degeneration of the hips is quite common because we do not move that joint enough in circumduction, which is a circular motion of the hip. So what I'm going to suggest that you do is come to lying down on your back. You can grab a yoga mat or you can just lay down on the floor. You could even do this in your bed, whatever's more comfortable for you. So go ahead and lie down on your back. And you're just going to start here by pulling your knees into your chest. Now just notice as you do this, does your tailbone lift off the mat? Or is your pelvis tucking under a lot? So if that's the case, you want to try to keep your tailbone down. And I'm just going to do what I call knee stirs. So I'm stirring my femur, my leg bone, in the hip socket. And as I mentioned, this helps to lubricate the hip joint because it's not often in life that we take advantage of this potential to circumduct the hip. So as I'm doing this, I am lubricating my hip joints, creating more fluid movement there where the top of the thigh bone connects to the hip socket. And that should feel pretty good to do that movement there, especially if you've been feeling pain or tension in your hips. And so try that out. Let me know how that exercise feels for you. If you want a video with more exercises like this that will help you to lubricate your joints, then let me know in the comments below. Please also like and subscribe so I can produce more of these videos every week, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.